Good afternoon. Welcome back to the first episode of Wall Street X's and O's. My name is Craig Moddelmog with Cornerstone Wealth Management, and I will be your host, as I am every time I do one of these today. But before I get things kicked off here, I would like to go over my disclosures, which are required. You guys will see them pop up on the screen, either on this side or on this side. As you can see, this is uncut and unedited. This is legitimate. This is a one shot, and that's it. For those of you who do not click on this and read it, which I suspect is most of you, I will give you a quick synopsis. What the disclosure says is the information on here are basically my thoughts and my views. Anytime I do quote a statistic, I definitely give credit where credit is due. This is not an offer to buy or sell anything, so please don't. This is merely kind of just some fun things I see throughout the week relating to Wall Street and the world of investing. So anyway, welcome back. It's good to see everybody. I hope everyone had a fantastic Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, and here we are already the 13th of January. It's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. It flies when you're not having fun. So my advice to you, and again, don't take my advice because you shouldn't, but enjoy every day. You know, and every day really is a blessing. But anyway, in a serious note. But anyways, we get things kicked off here. The Wall Street Journal annually, and has for the last 30 years, done a survey where they're tracking the changes in American politics and society. You might be saying, Craig, have you been drinking too much eggnog because you are going to tackle politics and societal changes right out of the chute? See, unedited. That is the market closing. It is 2 o'clock and the market's closed higher today again. Anyway, have I been drinking too much eggnog? No, because I hate eggnog. I've had a few other things, but it's okay. Some interesting facts here, and you'll find these humorous. These are just kind of funny things that have popped out, and I think it'd be kind of a fun way to kick the day off today. It talked about where they asked people a question on which substance would they find most harmful to a person's overall health. And this is not a loaded question. This was really true. 41% said tobacco, 24% said alcohol, 21% said sugar. Really? I love sugar though. 9% said marijuana or pot. My guess is this question was asked to a group of people coming in and out of all the pot shops in Colorado. Thus, it got the lowest question percentage answered. So anyway, I thought that was quite interesting. The next one here was they asked a group of men and women, and this was back in 1996, whether they would be 5 years younger, rather be 5 years younger, or 15 pounds less. Men and women. 5 years younger, 15 pounds lighter. Let's think about that. Men said definitely younger. That's because us guys, we got to be cool. We got to look good, right? So the guys went with younger. Women even want to look better. They said way less, 15 pounds lighter. Very interesting. On to a football question. Got the national championship tonight. LSU, Clemson. Go Tigers. I'm rooting for LSU. I like them. What can you say? I like their quarterback, being the former QB. I like the guy. If you go back to 2014, all adults said that 40% were concerned that you could really experience head injuries playing football, having played football, both in junior high, high school, and even college. Have I experienced a few concussions? Probably. Those of you who know me probably say, yeah, probably more than he's willing to admit. You're not wrong there. If you look at dads in 2014, 33% were worried about it. In 2018, 39% were worried about it. In 2014, moms, 40% were worried about it. Now, 53% of moms are worried about it. Why are kids not playing football? That's why. Moms call the deal. If you look at non-parents, 43% in 2014 thought that football created lots of head injuries. And a few years later, in 2018, 49% thought. That tells me if you don't have kids, you really don't care, but that's okay. Another interesting fact, on a social change standpoint, this goes back to 1999. It said 31% said in 1999 that a woman would be more likely to be elected president. 19% said that an African-American person would be. Wrong, Obama. He was the first African-American. Congratulations. And only 13% said gay marriage would be legalized. Wrong again. So I thought that was interesting. This other one in 1999 says 21% of Americans said that someone in their household had a tattoo. So in 1999 it was 21%. In 2014 it was 40%. You know what's crazy? In my household there are 4 people. 2 have tattoos. Crazy, I know. Of the 2, which is 50%, I actually am one of them. I know, shocker. I actually have 2. So anyway, moving on here. Morals and finances. Back in 1996, 50% of the people said that the more serious problem was declining moral and ethical values. Okay. They also said that family financial pressures were a cause of basically a decline in moral values, only 37%. Fast forward to 2014, is it here? See, I'm trying to read this, 2013. That has flip-flopped. 50% said that the most serious problem in America today is family financial pressures and moral decay, which that was for my dad there. That's his big deal. Said only that moral values was the most serious problem. Personally, I'm leaning towards the moral and ethical values. That's just me, okay? Going to the last one here, and this is great. To post or not to post. This is fantastic. Okay, this is basically was taken in 2009. Social media does more to bring us together, divide us. 35% said bring us together. 57% divide us. I'm kind of leaning towards that way. Use of time well, waste time. 15% said use time well. 82% said waste time. I will vouch for that. I have had 2 teenagers. Lots of time wasted. It's incredible, actually. Anyway, moving on here. Spread the news and information. Spread lies and falsehood. False news. Fake news. You know, it's just not a Donald Trump thing. 31% said spreading news information. 55% spreading falsehoods. Facebook, Google, you guys got your work cut out for you. Holding public figures accountable or spreading unfair attacks and rumors. 32% said holding public figures accountable. Can't speak yet today. It is Monday, though. Don't worry, this is just water. Spreading unfair attacks and rumors, 61%. Kind of crazy, I know. Moving on here. If you look at some interesting facts of the markets over the last decade, obviously stocks beat bonds beat cash. Average annual return of the S&P 500, 13.4. Historically, going back to 1925, 9.73. Bonds, treasury bonds, last 10 years, plus 7%. Historically, 5.42. T-bills, cash, plus 0.57. Historically, 3.79. Low interest rate environment, right? Negative yielding debt. Do you realize that at one point in August of 2019, this is this past year, there were 17 trillion with a T, trillion, not timeout, although it should be a timeout because this is dumb. There were $17 trillion in assets that were issued at a negative interest rate. That's crazy. It is. That is really crazy, actually. Other thing, the current bull market we're on, this is the longest but the weakest economic expansion. Very interesting. So going back to March of 2009 until today, we have been in one continual market expansion. It's 126 months in a row. It is the longest, also the weakest. Very interesting. Sector performance in the S&P, and I am really going long today, but I don't care because it's the first one. So you know what? If you get tired of me, you can just shut it off. But this is good stuff. I hope you think it's good stuff, and I'm having some fun. The first half of the decade, healthcare, leading sector. Second half of the decade, technology, not a shocker, leading sector. If you go for the top performers for the entire decade, technology 1, consumer discretionary 2, communication services number 3, healthcare 4. Fascinating. Real estate number 5. Here in Fort Collins and on the Front Range, real estate's kind of a big deal. So to close here, the fundamental drivers that I see in the markets for this year and the coming decade, there are 4 things. One is inflation. Obviously, inflation plays a key role in everything. As inflation decreases, cheaper to buy things or not as much increases in prices. As inflation increases, as we've seen during different periods of time, definitely puts a clamp on spending. We are in a consumer-driven economy. As the consumer spends, so goes the economy. The pressure really is on the consumer in the United States right now, to be very candid with you. We've been a big spenders here the last decade, and that must continue in order for the markets to continue. The next is economic growth, okay? Obviously, that is always a very key statistic to key into. What's interesting is they are predicting the slowest growth in the last decade for 2020. Interesting. People say, oh, the American economy is the biggest in the world. It's going to slow down. Yes and no. Yes, you're correct, but that's not just an excuse for why things are going to continue. Because at the end of the day, are you selling and buying stuff or not? That is what is going to drive it. Demographics. We have an aging population not only here in the United States, but in many foreign countries. That plays a huge role. And the last one is technological changes, and meaning the way we shop, the way we interact with others, entertainment, etc. Big things. So those are the 4 things to dial into. So anyway, I really appreciate everyone's time today. I hope everyone is really excited about the new year. I am super excited. I look forward to seeing everyone and speaking with everybody. And as always, this is Craig Moddelmog with this episode of Wall Street X's and O's. And for Monday, January 13th, 2020, I am out.